Do you
Yeah,
have
no,
a
done it.
minute? Do you have a minute to yourself, Marty?
No, not really.
All right.
Aye, it was, hang on, what's that? Hang on.
Oh, somebody's in already. Somebody's waiting with bated breath. I seen it popped up. People are watching already, but there you
Oh,
go.
good, 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 good. Well,
Oh, it's pinging
aye,
away like mad here.
yeah, last week.
Uh, this week I went for a walk
Oh,
in
excellent. A whole walk.
a whole walk. We see because everybody's suffering with the flu at the gym, so the gym's sort of been put on hold. But I have a kettlebell and I did a bit of gym work here at home, and then I went a walk the other day to make up the gym day to make it up. But it was absolutely like it was like people thought I was walking in winter wonderland, and it did look like it. You know that yourself, you know.
Oh no, down here today. Last here, the today, and that melted all the snow. So all the rivers down here are just about staying in the banks.
Right, you're well up the hill, but I know what you're
Oh, I'm
saying.
all right. I'm all right for I'm
Yeah.
at. But I think a lot of people were down at Pochine now today, which we missed.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I think some of them struggled to get home because the train stopped. The train wasn't running between Newry and Belfast. The line was flooded.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm led to believe, from what I can grasp on the old socials, that there's some people were stranded, and then I did see that there was a white knight, a prince among men, who came to the rescue of a couple of our fellow whiskey drinkers in the shape of Kit Charles.
Did he?
Kit, and I think he was on some sort of white steed, probably winged Pegasus or something. He gave a couple of boys a lift up the road because the train wasn't running.
Okay.
So I'm led to believe. So yeah, good on you, Kit. You're a
Good.
top man,
Good.
as we know. We all know that.
Can't do everything every year, but so I'm sorry I missed it. I've got to head to Dublin maybe here a couple of times before Christmas for
Yeah, well,
stuff. So
put it like this. I was lucky. I did get chatting to somebody who picked me up a bottle of the Cologne peanut
wow,
popcorn.
wow.
Um, I imagine that'll be winging its way across the Atlantic. And that'll be going over to my little lady, who'd be ecstatically happy to get it. So yeah, that's. So thank you very much. You know who you are.
Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
Where did I go?
What nurse going on with this stuff? There you go. You
What the
went there.
what the fuck was happening there?
Don't know. Don't know.
There's
They keep.
Thomas Jones. Did I hear that right? Justin and the Gym.
Yes, you did.
They did.
You must have put your
Yeah,
thumb up there. You did. It does.
Justin at the Gym. Yeah, it's because there's a restaurant there. They do nice snacks and well,
No, no, that's not the case.
no, Justin's working out, pumping
I'm,
iron.
I'm 4 inches thinner than before. That's why I'm on a smaller screen than Marty. I'm 4 inches bigger. You see, if otherwise I get big like that. There, you see, like as it
Oh,
gets
aye, aye,
smaller, like
aye.
it's smaller.
Oh,
Small.
aye. Justin goes and works out and does stuff. Gets on.
Uh,
I might do it myself. You never know. I might kick into the gym myself in the new year.
yeah, I've had to. I've been doing it for 2 years now. I just have to, and just otherwise I would just be ballooning if I didn't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but that's it.
I
That's
could do with losing a bit of weight myself now, to be fair.
uh,
But Justin, do you know what we missed? Because we're going to do a bit of news. Not so much news this week. We're just catching up with some stuff and telling you about some stuff that's on and whatnot. So we missed Pochine now. We were both sort of busy this week. I was sort of busy today. So we couldn't get down. So Pochine now, I think it was a success from what I'm seeing. It was all good. People enjoying themselves, sold out both sessions. Hardly a surprise. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it and so on. Thank you very much for getting me the peanut popcorn. But you know what we missed out on last night?
did I hear the words dedicated follower of fashion appearing?
We missed a fashion show, Justin. Us. I mean, sure, we are the very definition of fashion gurus. Trendsetters, style gurus, and all. And we missed it. We missed it. So this was on in McConnell's last night. It was the Ulster Design School, I think it was. Was that what it was? So they had a fashion show last night. So you brought up the link for that there. It's the McConnell's Distillery, Belfast School of Art proudly presents the TADF X175. Don't ask me what that means because I haven't a fucking clue. It's 175 years of fashion at Ulster University. But Ulster University is not 75-year-old. 175 years old.
Well, that's
Um,
the secret. I've got it. You maybe don't know this. McGee is technically older than Queen's, and when it merged, it's the oldest one that it applies because McGee is part as a college of the University of Ulster and is technically older than Queen's. There you
Well,
go.
there you go. Every day's a school day, Justin.
I
Every
thought
day's
you knew that. Did you not know that? No, there you go.
never knew it.
Yeah.
But to get in, the tickets were £40, but for a fashion and cocktail making experience, it was £60. So that I think that's a pretty good idea. If I'm honest, I think it's pretty not bad value for money as well. You get to go in and see all the new fashion and go, who the fuck would wear that? And then get a hoon of drinks. And to be honest, you can kind of see McDonald's. That's kind of downstairs, and that's it'd be a nice place. People walking down there. So we missed that last night. So we did. See, Justin, that's
I know.
bad.
I know, but
bad.
I'd have been asked to leave if I'd have gone to that, you know.
I would have thought. Have you seen the new advert for the Jaguar cars yet?
Oh yeah, I've just burnt my Jaguar in the drive as you speak. It's a honking whole shell of rusted metal with the battery acid leaking across the drive.
But you know what I found ironic this year or this week was, do you know, they brought out that advert and everybody going, what? And do you remember John Prescott, the Deputy Prime Minister at the time? He was known as Two Jags. And he popped his clogs. I think he probably seen it and thought, what the fuck? That's enough and offed himself. Yeah, old Two Jags died this week.
Ah, that's right. Ah, that's right. I forgot about
I
that.
think he must have watched that advert and thought,
He's turning in his grave. Turning in his grave.
turning in his grave, which would take a bit of
You know.
turning, right enough. But yeah. So yeah, we missed the fashion show, Justin, which I'm very sorry about. Very sorry about.
Oh.
But one thing I didn't miss last night was I was watching as the English Whiskey Awards were on YouTube. Now, again, we've talked about this a few times. There's 55 distilleries now in England, whiskey distilleries, and they held their first ever online awards, the English Whiskey Awards last night, which I'm good on them. Well done. They only had 3 categories, and the thing went on for an hour and a half, which seems a bit long for only having 3 categories.
Yeah.
But you can go on and watch it. It's interesting because it talks about, they had 1,104 votes, which is not bad for a first often for, let's be honest, a fairly small category, small demographic thing.
That's quite a lot. 1,100.
Yeah.
Well, that makes it a legal poll because it's over 1,001 respondents. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and as I say, they've done 3 categories: best value, best value English whiskey, best English whiskey, and best English distillery, and then best English whiskey. And as I say, they went on for an hour and a half, but there was the 3 category winners. Best value was the Cotswolds Signature Bottling. I've tried a Cotswolds whiskey before, and I have to say, very well made stuff. I took screenshots of this just to pull it up. And they did runners up as well. They put like 4 runners up or something behind them. So, bit of a plug. That's actually a nice whiskey. Cotswold whiskey is actually quite tasty stuff. That's best value. Best English distillery was the White Peak Distillery.
Right. We've had them on before.
We were chatting to them a couple of years ago. Nice people they are. And then the best English whiskey was the Wireworks Bourbon Barrel whiskey. Now, I haven't tried that. I have tried a Wireworks whiskey, and I remember thinking it was bloody good. The interesting thing about that is a lot of the time, remember talking a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the big sherry bomb ones winning.
The sweeter ones, yes. Yeah.
It's kind of nice to see that winning. What a bourbon cask, because these guys know what they're doing, and the people voting for it are voting online, and so yeah, they have. It makes a nice change. I'll have to pick myself up a bottle of that in the not too distant future. Because good on them. More power to the wee wheel. If you want to go on, you post the link there on YouTube and watch it. And as I say, English whiskey growing in leaps and bounds. And as I say, more power to them.
Yeah.
I got asked the other day, what are you buying at the minute? What is there anything you're buying to drink at the minute? I have to say, no, I'm not. I haven't really bought anything off the shelf for a period of time now. What I have been doing is picking up stuff at auction. A couple of ones that I haven't tried, a couple of ones that I've tried before, and I'm picking them up at decent money. You're getting them below retail, so why would you not? So, for example, the other day I received a Nika from the Barrel, which is a very nice little whiskey. I can't remember what I paid for that. It was like 30 quid. I picked up this, which is absolutely delicious. This is the 13-year-old Cask Strength 2020 edition of Roe & Co. Again, I picked that up at a reasonable price. That's fully matured in port, Bushmills, cask strength at 58%, and that wasn't big money. Again, if you're looking about for stuff, I picked this up. If you don't know, Milroy's over in Soho. This is an old bottling that they done, independently bottled Ben Nevis distillery whiskey. Again, I picked that up for like 30 quid. And that's an interesting bottle of stuff. Yeah, I got a couple of gifts from people giving me stuff. We got Dunville's.
Nice.
Erigal, the bar up the Ormo Road. Thanks to Phil, he gave us this yesterday. Had a fair whack of it last night with Stanley. I'll talk about that later on. PX bottled 55.7, cask 1541. Phil, the reason he got this bottled was his dad was turning 80, and apparently every birthday he said to his dad, what do you want for your birthday? And he said, oh, whiskey and chocolate, but his dad's a diabetic, so he couldn't have either. So for his 80th birthday, they bought a cask of whiskey, bottled up for the bar, and presented him with it, and he was all happy. I got given that, and then last but not least, I was got given a bottle of Hinch Peated, and they've stopped doing that now, which is a bit of a shame because it's really quite tasty stuff. Whenever they say peated, they weren't lying. I have to get that. In a glass in a wee second. But yeah, so I'm drinking this kind of stuff, but I'm buying stuff off auctions and getting it really rather.
Getting bargains at the minute. Yeah.
Well, you're able to pick up interesting bottles for not massive money. Because I've been kind of looking at some of the whiskies and going, they're it's a bit pricey. I'll give it a skip and buy something off an auction. Or you get two interesting bottles for the price of one bottle that you're kind of going, well, might not be that great anyway.
Now's the time to be thinking about buying something. If you want to treat yourself at Christmas or give somebody else something at Christmas, now's the time to do it, isn't it?
Well, we hear this. This happened today over in Austin, over in Texas, the Lone Star State. I have to take my hand and clap and applaud these guys. Still Austin Distillery today, if you happen to have been about, what they were doing was because they want to say we make as good a bourbon as anywhere in Kentucky. If you had brought down any empty Kentucky bourbon bottle, they would refill it with their bourbon for $1.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, Kentucky invented bourbon, and they've been making great stuff for more than 200 years, but that's old news, and we think it's time to try something new. At our distillery, you can see for yourself just how good Texas bourbon really is. You go down, bring down the bottle, they refill it, and you give them $1. Now, it was limited to 500 people. Well, 500 people is quite a lot. I think they had no bother doing this.
I think they did because the logo came up says end of promotion.
End of promotion. But I think that's a great idea. There's only 4 criteria. The refill eligibility originally contained bourbon from Kentucky. We're trying to prove a point here. Has to be 750 ml. You couldn't bring in like a bucket. Have the original cap and be clean and intact, and then pay $1 and fill it up. Great idea. Well done.
My local Chinese does this at late at night. If you bring your own container down, they give you whatever's left. I
Is it
thought that's an
you do that on
excellent.
the way home from the gym, do you?
I do, I do. Funny enough, I do. Yeah.
Some kill surprise. But yeah, no,
Uh,
I think that's a great idea.
it is.
Over here, you wouldn't be allowed to do that
Uh,
because
uh,
when you give away stuff like that, you have to pay tax on it.
I know.
Right, okay.
Remember to comment,
Police.
like, and share if you're watching tonight, folks. We're live on
A
YouTube,
fun police appear.
LinkedIn, Telegram, Twitch, you name it. It's always a good idea. Hit share, and then your mates that are into whiskey can watch the show as well. I tell you, I don't know how when we started this show, which is a long time ago now,
Yeah.
there's so much happens in the world of whiskey in a week. And it never fails to amaze me. There's something absolutely unbelievably fascinating arrives. I mean, something like this. I mean,
Yeah.
empty, filling other people's empty bottles.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Greta,
Like,
Greta Thunberg would even have clapped back there. She wouldn't
yeah,
even be moaning at them the way she normally does.
yeah,
But no, great idea,
yeah,
great promotion.
yeah.
I had to take my hat off to them. Thomas Jones is asking there, what auction sites do you use? Irish whiskey auctions. Everybody use that. Whiskey Auctioneer, Prestige Whiskey Auction, Celtic Whiskey Auction, whiskeyauction.com. I've used that a few times. I basically searched around lots of them.
And you like rummaging around the back end of shops in obscure places as well. And you've even
Yeah.
hit one in America doing that as well.
Oh yeah. But again, it's one of those things. I'm constantly doing it. But if you go on to Irish Whiskey Auctions ends tomorrow night, and one of the things you can do is if you look at the bottom end of the as it's ending, you can pick up some really interesting bottles for not big money. Okay, you have to factor in the fees, the shipping, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, Whiskey Bidders. Another one, Whiskey Bidders. Ian, we've had him on a couple of times. Ian, nice guy. The ones that are currently running, Whiskey Auctioneer is always the big one. And what I've been buying up loads of Paddy Centenary bottles because I know that Paddy is going to get a big push next year by Sazerac. If you're not sure which ones they are, I think I'll probably stop buying these now because I think I have enough. Bear with me. I think I have about 20 of these now, Paddy Centenaries. This is a cracking whiskey, by the way. They brought this out to mark the 100th anniversary of Paddy's whiskey. Next year, when they give it a massive boost from the States, I think they'll probably double in value. I think that'll be easy enough, a doubling in value. Which it's a cracking whiskey, but I'm buying it to sell on at a later date, and because there's always 2 or 3 of them at every auction.
And the presentation in that's pretty good as well.
I mean, again, I'm picking them up at the minute for about 100 and maybe 120 euros, something like that. So I think they're really cheap at that. And well, we'll see. As I say, I think I must have about 20 of them now. So yeah, a couple of years' time, as it becomes a bit more recognisable in the States, then I'll off them and get my money, double my money. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I see Michael Matthews, Lestoke is no more yet. But unfortunately, Brona, I know she was looking for a buyer, and I don't think she got one. Just the way it is. Yeah, nice girl, nice folk. Claire used to work down there, knew her quite well. But yeah, Lestoke is gone, and in pops the whiskey novice. Hope he's still. How's the cold? Hope that's not too bad, or Jim. Yeah, Jim was done a tasting out in the Cross Keys last night. I saw a couple of pickies, and all looked as if it went okay. It went well for him. So yeah. Evening, Jim. What was going to do? Oh, our friends over in the Tobacco Barn Distillery.
Yes.
Aye.
Like that.
Aye. They keep putting up these things. This is their Tobacco Barn Distillery Maryland 400 cocktail. Maryland bourbon cream, vodka, brown sugar, simple syrup, and espresso coffee. So it's kind of like an Irish coffee, but with bourbon cream. Now, I've tasted their Maryland bourbon cream, and it's bloody nice stuff. It's not sickeningly sticky sweet,
Right.
and they only make like small batches of it, and it sells out dead quick. So yeah,
I know.
I
It
must
makes me want to have a chicken Maryland from the Chinese tonight.
remember the gym, Justin. Remember
And
the gym.
I know.
Pumping iron. But yeah, I must get a catch up with the old Admiral at some point. I haven't spoke to him for a day or two. But yeah, so we'll not be able to get our hands on Maryland bourbon cream, but we can always use some of the local Irish creams. But I wouldn't mind trying that, just for the sake of doing it. I know that's more your style than mine, but I would have a was it that?
It looks delicious. That looks
Absolutely
delightful.
delicious.
That yes, I know.
Absolutely
I
delicious,
know.
as Justin would say.
I know.
But
But if
yeah,
it goes in my mouth, it would have to come out my ass, but wouldn't it?
hmm what an image! Yay! That's just. But I know what you're referencing here, Justin, because if you go over to the link, there's a whiskey out now called Ass Pocket Whiskey Holiday Proof. Basically, this American company has basically took it's a 200 milliliter bottle, so basically it's like a quarter bottle, and they've called it Ass Pocket Whiskey. Now it's limited to a run of 2,300 bottles. It's the Heritage Kentucky Straight Bourbon, made to be cracked open on the 12th of the 25th. Why do Americans put month and day? How does that make sense?
I don't know how it makes sense because it gets awfully confusing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be open on Christmas Day. But here's I kind of like the name of it, but this is the one that gets me. It's $65. Sorry, yes, $65 for a fucking quarter bottle. Which I do think that is a bit steep. Very fucking steep. Let's be honest. But yeah, it's
Hold on. For a quarter bottle?
I like the name, but it was for a quarter bottle of bourbon. It's $65 to save what 50 quid. Yeah, no, I would give that a skip if I'm honest. But Ass Pocket, I like the name. I saw the name. I thought that sounds fun, and then I saw the price, and I thought not that fucking fun. But yeah, Ass Pocket whiskey. So strange bit of news this week, because Suntory, the owners of Cooley, have decided to shut down their bottling and move their bottling across. Now, I sent you the link in the Herald. It was in other things, but I've seen this global drinks giant to shift Irish whiskey bottling to Scotland. Yeah, if you actually read the story, Suntory Global Spirits actually is moving it. The move would see SGS bottle its Irish whiskey brands at its operational sites in Springburn, Glasgow, and Segovia in Spain. Now, I'm a bit perplexed by this because they're going to close. I mean, obviously they've done the costings. I mean, they're smarter than I am, but surely most of the whiskey that they'll be making is probably sold mainly in Ireland. So we ship it to Spain, bottle it, and ship it back again. Or I mean, I'm only surmising, but it seems a bit strange. It's rather unfortunate for those people who work down there.
Are they going to lose their jobs, Marty? Are they going to be
I-
transferred to other aspects of
Well, I'm sure
production?
they possibly get transferred over to somewhere else. But yeah, plans to relocate bottling activity to other group sites in Spain and Scotland. So yeah, that's unfortunate, bad news. But I suppose it's the way of the world.
One of those things, but
One of those things, yeah.
could be the start of a lot of industrial sort of relocations and moving and shaking.
Yeah, well, it could be. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's for to save money, but yeah, you kind of think Irish whiskey has to be distilled and aged in Ireland. It's kind of against the sort of spirit of the thing, if you like,
Yeah,
to ship it across to bottle it in Spain and then bring it back again. If
yeah,
they are, I don't
oh,
know. But yeah,
weird.
unfortunately. Now, here I saw this um, Johnson Reserve Ascension bottle. Okay, and this is a bit of a strange one because this has won a Guinness World Record for having being the Scotch whiskey, the whiskey with the greatest variety of flavors. Right now, I saw this and I read through it. This is a 12-year-old whiskey. It's a 12-year project from the Johnson family, which runs a specialist production and maturation facility in Glenfargan, Scotland. And what they've done is they have put it in 33 different casks. Now, on the website hasn't listed this yet, but the casks include Mezcal, Port, Madeira, Marsala, Armagnac, Pedro Jimenez Sherry, and various others. It gets things from Madeira, it gets this from Mezcal, blah 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 blah.
Seems like overkill, Marty.
I think you're quite correct there, Justin.
Holy shit, I'm right for once.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often. Doesn't happen very often, but yeah. There's only going to be 40 bottles of it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And you're going to have to enter a ballot to win it. But it'll probably be about 80 squillion pound. And it just...
How do they manage to find casks small enough to swap 40 bottles about like that? Surely the expense of that is madness, and it's incredibly time consuming, and the results would be
Excuse me.
mediocre to say the least. Although the bottle looks nice.
Yeah. It does. But it just seems bizarre. It seems bizarre. I do apologise, guys, if I've had a bit of a thing in my throat all week.
Don't be
But yeah,
dying on us.
no, I'll try my best not to. But it's just since you know something, I was talking to you earlier on about this. I got the flu jab about a month ago, and since I got it, I've had this sort of niggly bit of a cough. Honestly, it sort of comes and goes, but it's been lingering about for a while, and it's since I got that bloody flu jab. But anyway, such is life. I'm not a vaccine skeptic. I'm not one
You'll
of
be
them.
getting cancelled.
Yep, I'll be getting cancelled. Instagram will be cancelling me. But yeah. Next up, our friend Carl, a whiskey companion, who haven't spoke to Carl for a wee while. He put up because he's looking in the labelling over in the States, and Bushmills are getting prepared to release their oldest ever bottling.
Wow.
46-year-old Bushmills. Now, 46-year-old Bush bottled at 46.3%. There's going to be 300 bottles of this by the look of it. Skip on to the next picture that you cadged, because this is the one that gets me, right? It's the secrets of the River Bush. Secrets. The secret is they don't get their Bushmills is fuck all they do with the River Bush. They get their water from St. Colum's Rill. It's the wee one that runs through the distillery. So I'm not really sure what that alludes to. No indication of price, but I would hazard a guess it'll be fucking ferociously expensive. Or, knowing Bushmills, it could be as cheap as chips. Who knows? Because they seem to do 25-year-old. Oh, we'll bung it at 800 quid. We'll reach the 15-year-old. oh, it's only like 60 quid. The 14, well, that's 65. So I don't know. He was offered a bottle but couldn't justify the price. What price was it, Peter? Because I've never seen it. So yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, the oldest Bushmills currently still available, you can find in the Friend at Hand. 36-year-old single cask, the Hill Street edition. Beautiful stuff it is too. It's 5,000 bottle, and to be honest with you, I don't think that's expensive. If I'm honest, I don't think that's too bad. Single cask, oldest one still available. The oldest Bushmills ever released was a 44, and they only released 40 bottles of it, 13 of which can be found in the Friend at Hand. But yeah, this when this will be coming out, who knows? But it'll be silly squiddly money, I would imagine. But I do find the name of it, The Secrets of the Riverbush, one of 300, a bit bizarre, if I'm totally honest, because they don't get anything from the Riverbush. So anyway, nope, too early. Now, a couple of things that are coming up, or have happened, or are happening, or worse. Next Friday, doing a whiskey tasting up with the wonderful Mr. Stanley Sung up in the Go Sun, who I was with last night. Quite a big night last night, Justin. Me and Stanley decided to put the world to right last night.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a good night last night. But next week we're going to do 4 whiskies, £45 plus. Plus, Stanley always goes light bites. Do you ever leave there hungry, Justin? No,
You don't.
And but Stanley makes sure you're well fed. So some of the whiskies, we're going to have rum and raisin, Cologne. What else? There's an SMWS bottling going in. There is a Pogues Streams of Whiskey one, and then Stanley's given a bottle of Bushmills. That's the Barolo one that's for the German market, and this is kind of Stanley's gift for Christmas. So it's kind of Christmassy themed a little bit. The rum and raisin's a bit. Rum and raisin is fairly Christmassy in and of itself. 32-year-old Bushmills was a surprising price. Thanks for the heads up. No problem, Michael. As I say, I think it was very cheap for what it is. That should read Buffett. Yes, a light night's Buffett.
A Warren Buffett.
A Warren Buffett. I know Darren's going to be there, but if you can make it down, guys, honestly, it's a great night. We always have a laugh and a giggle. You always see Stanley getting anxious to start with, and then as the night goes on, he starts relaxing a bit, drinking a bit more. Normally ends up pissed as a fart. So it's always a good night. It's always a bit of a good night. Peter can't remember exactly what I thought about it. Well, so it can't be the 50 grand bottle. It's not going to be that then. So yeah. What was it else he said? 14-year-old my glass tonight, well worth the money. I think the 14 and the 15. I had some of the 15 that night. And Bushmills. And they're very nice. But Bushmills is, again, I say this all the time, Bushmills is still the best whiskey in Ireland. And when it's done right, it's fabulous stuff. And yeah, I mean, it is. It's just absolutely amazing stuff. Skip on to the next picture, Justin. Skip on to the next one.
Which is?
The 2 bottles.
That one.
Yeah, because I tried these last night. These are Spanish whiskies, which you probably have never heard of, and there's probably a good reason why, because they're both a bit crap. Yeah, actually, to be honest, the blend, the one on the left there with the wee beardy man, it was actually quite all right on the finish. It actually had a little bit of a finish, and it was quite pleasant, but they weren't of any great caliber now, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, yeah, if you go to Spain and want to try them, good, because they're cheap, and you have to remember that they're. I think they were. Stanley said they were 14 and £16 or something. So there's always that. Still hanker for my Devlins, my Egyptian whiskey. But
The providence of us is unquestionable.
yes. Well, put it like this, that's what I said last week. It's still more authentic than the bloody Devlin's Irish whiskey, which is done by a corporation in fucking LA on some business park and writing their stuff with ChatGPT. At least the Egyptian one was actually made in Egypt and owned by, well, it's owned by Heineken, to be totally honest. But there you go. So we had some of that last night, Spanish whiskey. Now, there's an event coming up in the Friend at Hand, which I think you would love this, because next door they've started to do food in the Dark Horse. Marianne, the classically trained French chef, is doing canapes and whiskey. Now, skip across. Whiskey and canapé pairing night. So it's on the 5th of December. Now, it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. It is £85. And you'll get 4 whiskies and 4. I can assure you now, they will be magnificent canapes. Excuse me. But they will be fantastic. I sent you a link, Belfast Live, didn't I?
I think I have the link.
So she's doing the food in the Dark Horse, which is like French onion soup, all that kind of stuff. So she's now going to be nipping into the Friend at Hand. So this is Marian's idea. So the whiskey and canapé pairing. Now, I don't think you'll be getting that cocktail. That's not really what it's going to be. But Peter
was asking, are we going?
Are we going? I'll definitely be there. You can be sure of that. But yeah, it'll be, honestly, the whiskey, the setting. She's amazing chef, and it'll be well worth it. So yeah, in a word, Peter, yes, I'll be there. So get your ticket spot. There's only 16 places or something for it. So if they get bought up, don't be sorry you get missed out. I can assure you that now. But she worked over in the Waterman, the restaurant just around the corner just up the street from the Dark Horse.
It's excellent. I know somebody was there for Christmas dinner today, actually.
Oh, it is excellent. But yeah, so as I say, a bit pricey, but you're going to get the very best of stuff in just the best location.
Yep.
Now, Darren Fleck, a nice present from the Masters of Malt Advent Calendar. It's that time of year, Darren. Excellent stuff. Nobody ever buys me these things anymore. Justin, a Christmas present. No, you're not fucking taking the hint. I mean,
no.
Anyway,
not biting. Not biting.
You're not biting. So yeah, that event is coming up. Also, I listened this week as Laurie, our friend Laurie from Cork Whisky Festival and Whisky Chats, done an interview with the main man himself, Mr. Willie Jack. It's informative. It's funny. It's if you want to understand Willie, you should listen to that. There is at one point I nearly fell off my chair laughing because Willie at one point says, you can hoard too much. Yeah, well, you had to build a fucking museum to put all the stuff that you have into the place.
Still space left over,
and you still have shed loads of stuff. So when you say you can hoard too much, not sure who to whom you're referring, but yeah, it's a fabulous lesson. And I was talking to Laurie, rang me after actually, or sorry, he sent me it, and then I said it, listened to it, and it was brilliant, and then he rang me. I says, Marty, I tried to get him to go in a certain direction, and he says his end up was just let him just dare away, and that's what happens. Honestly, it's a fantastic lesson, and he talks about how how he done this, how he got inspiration for this, why he built the friend. Then he goes off on tangents as he always does, and honestly, it's well worth listening to. Well worth listening to. So that is that. That's pretty much us, Justin. That's pretty much it. For what we've talked about this week.
Celine Dion.
What do you mean Celine Dion? What are you on about?
Titanic.
Oh, gee. Oh, sorry. I forgot. Titanic, if you go onto their website, Titanic are doing like a Black Friday for the next couple of weeks, I think, where you get 20% off everything in the shop. So they have their whiskies down to £28. The gift set sold out, but the collector's edition one's there. Their vodka, which is bloody nice vodka, actually. I'm not normally a big vodka fan, but it's really well made. But there are other stuff as well. If you go down to the shop, so if you're looking something as a bit of a present, Titanic is there. I saw Peter yesterday, funny enough. He's walking through Belfast. I had a tour yesterday, and I happened to see Peter as he was walking through, so he said hello, and always nice to see him. Peter's a great guy. He's a really good guy. I like Peter. So yeah, looking for some Christmas presents. There's jumpers and stuff. If you go down to the distillery or order it online, it's well worth getting. And yeah, so 20% off. It's not to be sniffed at. So yeah, so that's that. By the way, this week, if anyone wants to come down and keep me company, I'm running my local pub.
You're not, are you?
I am. Stevie's going on holiday, so I am going to be behind the bar of the Bridge End Tavern, dishing out pints of Guinness. And what I might do is emulate Mr. Stevie Macaulay, and basically as soon as anybody walks in, tell him to get the fuck, because he is, shall we say, a little cantankerous, to say the least. But yeah, he's going on holiday, and I'm running the pub for a week. So if you're out and about, you fancy coming down for a bit of a yarn and a chat, I'll be there all day, all week, Monday to Friday. Friday I'm finishing about 4:30, and then I'm down in Stanley's that night. So that's the news for this week.
So you're super busy.
I'm super busy. Super busy. I really want to go and watch Match of the Day, to watch Man City getting thrashed by Spurs. Although I don't particularly fancy watching Forest getting thrashed by Arsenal, but yang and yang, ups and downs. But yeah, so that's basically what's been going on. Yeah, and that's basically that.
So fingers crossed, if Marty hasn't died from an allergic reaction to his flu jab.
No, I will survive.
We'll be here the same time, same place next week.
Yeah,
at 10 p.m. There you go. Good night.
Take care, guys.